It's 20 years of Ottolenghi, and I think the best way to celebrate it is through ingredients, because all we've been doing all those years is really promoting the ingredients that we love. And I'm starting not with an A, but with a Z, which is Za'atar. And Za'atar is this incredible Palestinian spice blend or herb blend. Essentially what it is, it's a particular herb from the family of the oregano or marjoram. It's dried out, it's called Za'atar, but to those leaves that have been ground up, there is sumac added, there's toasted sesame seed, and there's salt. And it just goes so well with everything. It goes with lemon and with chicken and with dairy, yogurt and cheese and on every possible salad. And it's a real reason to celebrate food. So here's to Za'atar. So I love Za'atar, obviously, and I'm going to make a Za'atar Cacio Pepe. Many people would know Cacio Pepe, which is a pasta dish, but I kind of turn it quite Ottolenghi, and I add Za'atar to it for just a little bit really hard herb flavor, which complements the pepper and the cheese. The trick is that you want the sauce to emulsify, so you want the butter to really, and the cheese to really coat the pasta. So the trick to achieve that is you want quite a lot of starch in your pasta water, and this is why I'm starting with not a huge amount of water. So the pasta will take, this is bucatini, you can use spaghetti, you can use any long pasta. It takes about 10 minutes to cook, so I'm going to use that time to make my sauce. So I've got a hot pan here, so I'm just going to melt the butter here. So as soon as the butter is bubbly and melty, I'm going to add some pepper, some black pepper, and my Za'atar, and I'm going to cook it for literally a minute, just to cook it down a little bit, not too much. I don't want the pepper to burn or go change its flavor. So it's really about just kind of cooking it down a little bit. The pasta will take a couple of more minutes, and then I'm going to use that liquid to go into that butter. Excuse me, perfectly ready. And so I'm going to drain the pasta straight into this colander. The idea is I'm going to use this wonderful starchy liquid as the base for the sauce. This is where you need to be a little bit scientific. So we want really the right amount of water for this. So to get the right emulsification, you want 520 mils of water, which is just over half a liter. Oh, that's perfect. That's just what I have. And I'm going to pour that into that hot, buttery, Za'atar mix. So that goes in here. And I'm going to bring it to the boil. And then I'm going to let it boil for about 5 minutes. So it will reduce, the starches will start going in the pasta and then the cheese. So it's been reducing for about 4 minutes, and the water's gone nice and silky. The butter is melted into the water, and then I'm just going to add all this pasta in. And this is the thing with the cacio pepe. It's really all about the stirring of the cheese into the sauce. So I'm going to bring it all up. You want it to be vigorously bubbling. So now we are kind of creating the sauce. So you've got the water with the butter bubbling away, and now I'm just going to add the cheese. So it's quite a lot of cheese, right? So I'm going to add about half the Parmesan here and just stir it to melt. So this is what creates the consistency that you want of the beautiful cacio pepe texture that everybody loves so much. The cheese melting into the water and the butter. And as the cheese melts, the sauce gets thicker. You really want to stir it the whole time, and then I'm going to throw all that in. That's a lot of cheese, but that's what's going to give you all this wonderful texture in a minute. So just stir it in. It melts so quickly, and it really turns into this silky, glossy sauce. So I've got Parmesan, and now I'm going to add pecorino. So just add a little bit of that kind of sheep's cheese flavor that goes in there too. And that's the last bit of cheese that goes in, and it's just about mixing. And you can see how silky and creamy it goes, right? It's really buttery and beautiful. And as soon as you got all the cheese melted inside, I'm just going to take it off the heat. Because the thing about it is that you don't want to lose more water now because it's the perfect texture. And then I would just bring that straight onto the table. But before I do that, just a sprinkle of salt, not a lot, because there's a lot of saltiness in the cheese. And I'm gonna add more za'atar, of course, because it's so good. And there's nothing better than bringing such a pot to the table, right? And I'm gonna finish with a bit of marjoram, which is the family of the za'atar. It looks good, and it just kind of adds a little bit of freshness. And that's it. That's like, who doesn't like a cacio pepe, right? And that is just that with the addition of some wonderful za'atar. Are you ready to eat?
Yes, let's eat.
I always eat too much on camera. It's
No,
embarrassing.
me too.
Yes. You have that peppery flavor, but the za'atar, you know how you add sage to buttery dishes in Italian cooking? There's always sage. And so it's the same thing. It's like instead of sage, you add za'atar, because they have a similar floral faculty, don't they? They add that kind of herbiness.
Do you think it's going to be awful if I say za'atar is what cacio pepe has been waiting for all its life?
Don't tell it to any Italian in the room, right?
No, sorry, but I feel like that. It's just, don't want to offend anybody, but this is really good.
It's okay. The Italians have already won this food war, right? They can have some za'atar added to their cacio pepe.